The next step is for you to decide what you want your audience to do, the goals, and only ask them to do that. Now, this is something that I am still trying to work on, because your girl be having click here, book space, listen to the podcast. I be wanting everybody to do everything. And when you give people too many options, they do nothing. That's what you call analysis paralysis, right? You just don't know what to do. So what I suggest, and this is me, I have to make sure that I practice what I preach. Once you know who you're talking to, decide what you want them to do. And just that. Hey you, welcome to Shades of Content, a show that teaches entrepreneurs how to effectively use content to market their business and stay content while doing it. I'm your host, Patrice, a wife, a mom of 3, and a 15-year public relations and marketing professional who decided to open a brick and mortar content studio 4 years ago. And I honestly haven't looked back since. Join me as I share my experiences and the experiences of other entrepreneurs who, like me, are navigating this maze of owning a business, running a family, and trying to stay sane and healthy while doing it. I'll tell you, it's an amazingly challenging journey, but I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. See you soon. Hey guys, I am so excited that we are going to be celebrating year 3 of this podcast. It's been such an amazing journey. I've learned so much and I've been able to connect with you. But here's what I want. For our 3rd birthday, I want to connect even deeper and I want to create a real community. So if you tap the link in the show notes, you can be a part of it by supporting our subscription platform. This is kind of unique because you can support at any level that makes sense for you. $3, $5, $8, $10. And this would be your monthly contribution to not only be a part of the Shades of Content community, but also ensure that Shades of Content exists for the long haul. I've said this in episodes before. As much as I love creating this show, it is quite an investment. It is an investment from my time, my team's time, but it's a huge monetary investment. If we're a community, then we all got to work together to keep this content going. I feel like, I've been doing this for 3 years, consistently providing gems, providing resources, providing insight, providing real talk and experiences. And I kind of just want to formalize it a little bit more again so that our community can continue to grow. So as we celebrate our 3rd birthday on March 19th, I'm so excited. I'm hoping that you can further commit to the show by joining our community. The link is in the show notes. You can join at any level and what comes with it. So you'll get shout outs in episodes. You will get invites to our live episodes. We're going to start recording live episodes with people in the audience and only people in our community. Only you will be able to come to those shows, those show tapings. They'll be filled with amazing guests, food, drinks, the works, and they'll be happening at CAMPspaces. So yeah, you have to be a member of the community to get access to those events. Again, I'll be shouting you out on episodes, and then I'm going to roll out a bunch of different things that will only be available to my community, the real Shades of Content crew. So thanks for helping us get to year 3. I'm excited to see what's coming up next. Tap the link in the show notes to join the community. I appreciate you always. Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of Shades of Content. I'm your host, Patrice Camo. I am a mompreneur, constantly on the search for contentment. This show teaches Black millennial mompreneurs content marketing tricks and hacks, as well as ways to live more content lives. What does content mean? It means peaceful happiness. A lot of people, I feel like, think content means like settling or just taking what's given. Actually, no, that's not the definition of content. Content, again, means peaceful happiness through all of life's shifts. And if you're a mompreneur, then you probably deal with lots of ups and downs. And so being able to find that place of peaceful happiness is so important for us. It's important for everybody, but I really think that it's real important for us because we just have a lot going on. We are in the middle of Women's History Month, and we just celebrated International Women's Day, March 8th. I commemorated that special day with a really beautiful floral display outside of my content studio. If you guys are not new to the show, I record all of the episodes in my own content space. So if you're in the DMV area and you happen to ride by, make sure you stop by and take some pictures. We're in Hyattsville, Maryland. And I think we'll insert some video of the floral right here, right? So yeah, it's really beautiful. I had a floral decor set designer. Her name is Sisi, S-I-S-I. And I reached out to her probably a year ago because I just loved her work and I wanted some type of something. I wanted something here. While I reached out to her, at the same time, I was applying to a grant through the city where my business is, and we got the grant. It's called a placemaking grant. So they give businesses money to make their spaces really pretty. The exterior of the space is pretty because that just makes the city pretty. We got that grant, and I was able to use that money to pay CC to do this really, really pretty decor floral installation outside of our space. So again, if you're in the DMV area, make sure you stop by, take some pictures, make sure you give us a geotag. And this will probably stay up. I think it'll stay up past March. We'll see. It's a really pretty spring. So if there's no crazy weather or no wear and tear, we'll probably keep it up through April because it's just nice. And I've always wanted to do something like this with the space. And it took 5 years to get it done. And that's okay because things happen when they are supposed to happen. If you have not rated or reviewed this show, need you to do that. Doesn't take long. Just go scroll on down. If you're listening in a podcast platform, you should see some stars at the bottom. Give us the 5 stars, 4, and that's it. Nothing less, because this is a great show. You can also leave a review. Literally just tell me what you think about the show. Reviews are also important because people look at reviews before they start listening to a show, right? So leave a review and share your experiences with the show so somebody else who may be just discovering the show reads it and says, oh, this is quality content. If you're watching on YouTube, tap the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share the video, share this episode with a fellow content mompreneur, a business owner, anybody that creates content. Just share it. It's really great, great content. I don't have a review for you because y'all ain't leaving the reviews like I keep asking, but it's okay. I do have a current event / pretentious P moments, okay? This one is actually super close to home. So everybody knows Michael B. Jordan. He just released Creed 3. He is fine. Not really my type, if I'm being honest. He ain't really, I'm going to tell y'all why. So L'Oreal, who is on the Morning Hustle, she has a podcast with Dominique the Diva. Dominique the Diva is a local DMV-based radio personality. I really enjoy Dominique the Diva, actually. She's a mom, and L'Oreal actually went to middle school or elementary school with Michael B. Jordan, and I think the comment was that he was corny. Okay, now let's put a pause in it right there. He's always given me corny, and so that's why he don't really do it for me. Fine, but when we talking about like men that I like, that ain't really him, and that's okay. And if he happens to call me out on it on the red carpet, I'm a stick beside it, right? Because it is what it is. People have every right to feel how they feel about people. Anyway. So he's on the red carpet. He sees L'Oreal. She's on the red carpet because her show, The Morning Hustle, is national. It's syndicated. Shout out to her and her whole crew. And he says to her, he was like, oh, yeah, you said I was corny, right? So apparently he heard the interview, right? So celebrities do be listening. And he was like, oh, you said I was corny. And I'm probably paraphrasing this because I actually didn't see it. I just kind of heard the backlash, and I heard her talk about it on her show one morning when my daughter had my cell phone, because I'm usually listening to podcasts when I'm in the car. But he felt a certain way, and then she got a lot of kind of backlash. And yeah, so I said to my husband, I was like, whether this is good or bad for L'Oreal or Dominique the Diva, who Dominique also doubled down on what she said, because she was like, and you're corny because you like white women. Okay, so nobody took it back. Everybody was like, I said what I said. And so I said to my husband, I was like, whether people liked it or not, it's publicity, and it's going to be more people listening to the show, more people checking for L'Oreal and Dominique. And my husband, he didn't agree. He was like, ain't nobody checking for that show. This is only black people care about this conversation. So my question to you all, me personally, as a former PR person, like I lived this life, I know that when your name is associated with a celebrity, Michael B. Jordan is absolutely an A-list celebrity. So anytime he is in a conversation with someone else, that other person who's not an A-list celebrity is going to get just more views, more everything. So in my opinion, even if this was not, I don't believe that this was something that L'Oreal and Dominique said they were going to do. And I don't think it was this long drawn out thing. I think they were having a conversation like women do. I've had so many conversations with my homegirls, like, that nigga corny. Like, he is so corny, because that's how we talk. And so I don't think it was like pre-planned or anything like that, but I do believe that their visibility increased, whether good or bad. I don't listen to the podcast, but I definitely found myself, my daughter had my phone, but I purposely left it on the station to hear what L'Oreal had to say about it, right? So I always come from the space of no press is bad press. And if you get people looking, especially people who weren't checking for you before, then that's a good thing, right? You're bringing more people to the fold. And I do hope that Michael B. Jordan is confident enough in himself to not trip off of what people say. Okay. And the other thing to that is stand by what you say. So you have every right to have your opinion. Now, I'm not saying say mean things about people, because she was saying he was corny back then. Because she was like, he was walking around with his headshot, and look where he ended up. So it's a beautiful thing. But like, if you say something, stand by it. And yes, you can absolutely change your opinion. You can change your mind. You can grow, but don't let nobody bully you out of how you feel. And I personally like how the girl said it. Yeah. So that's my pretentious P moment. Again, Michael B. Jordan, be strong on who you are, baby. It's cool. You got money. You fine. It's fine. Okay. All right, guys, let's get into this episode. Today, I am giving you the 3 things that you need to have a winning content marketing strategy. A winning content marketing strategy. We know that marketing literally includes everything. Marketing includes public relations, branding, digital marketing, paid advertising, earned media. Like, it includes a lot. But we are just talking about content marketing. And content marketing is what you see right here. I use content marketing, i.e. this podcast, to promote the space. All right. So the number one thing that you must do to make sure that you have a winning content marketing strategy is you have to know who you are selling and who you are talking to. If you know this show, if you know my business, you probably know that I'm very niche with who I'm talking to. Moms who own businesses, who probably also have a full-time job, who don't have a team or marketing thing behind them. You have to be super clear with who you're talking to, right? And I'll tell you that I wasn't always so niche with who I talked to, specifically with this show. I just wanted to talk to Black content creators, Black women content creators. That's too broad, for real, for real. I wanted to talk to you guys quickly about business credit, about how I've been able to use business credit for my business. So I've spent like the last year and a half trying to get my credit up. Like, getting in the 700s was really something that was important to me. And I personally was not applying to anything. But I spent a lot of time, again, like 2.5 years trying to like raise my credit score, and I was very proud of that. Doing that, I was afraid to also apply for business credit. So one day, I think I might have been talking to my accountant, and he was like, just apply for the business credit card, Patrice. It's not going to hurt you. So I did it, and I was able to get 2 business credit cards, a Capital One Visa and an American Express Platinum. And I didn't realize why people were talking about business credit. I didn't realize why people were doing it. I kind of just thought it was y'all just trying to get this money. But actually, these things have been very helpful with me running my business. So the way I do it is I use my Capital One card to pay for all of the business's monthly expenses, the things that I know I got to pay for. Put it all on the card. At the end of the billing period, I just pay it off, right? So if you guys have been on the fence about whether or not you want to apply for a business credit card, you do have to have good personal credit. I think sometimes people think they can apply for these business credit cards and it does not factor in your personal credit. It does. They're going to ask for your EIN number, but they're also going to ask for your personal information, which includes your social. So you definitely want to have your ducks in a row and make sure you got your personal stuff together for a higher chance of getting approved. Also, I am not a financial advisor. I'm none of those things. I'm just telling you my personal experience. But if you're on the fence, I would suggest doing it so that it can free up some of your funds, your actual liquid cash, and you can have some more flexibility, right, to do what you need to do. I also feel like, and I know interest rates, again, I'm not the professional. I don't know any of that stuff. Of course, the credit card interest rate is going to be a lot higher than a loan, but loans are really hard to get. And again, if you have a system and a strategy for paying off the debt, you know, you'll be fine. If you're interested in applying to a Capital One card, there are links in the show notes. I don't got nothing to do if you get approved or not. Don't come at me, man. This shit don't work out. Not my problem. I'm just giving you the resources. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I shared that with you all. Again, links to the Capital One business card are in the show notes. The riches are in the niches. So once you're clear about who your message is for, you have to create a customer avatar. You have to know how they talk. You have to know where they live. You have to know where they shop. You have to know what they listen to. You have to know their pain points, what makes them happy, what makes them pissed. You have to know what motivates them. All of those things are so important because you'll create your marketing, you'll create your talk, your messaging, your branding. It will be strategically and specifically for them, right? You can't create anything for someone in particular if you're creating for everybody. And none of us are the same. So when I am thinking about reels, when I'm thinking about email copy, when I'm thinking about episodes for this show, that's all content marketing that I'm specifically saying to myself, would a Black mompreneur care about this? Simple, right? And then taking it even further, would a Black millennial mompreneur get this? Because I'm not really talking to somebody that's 50 because they just in a different when they're in a different space. They didn't grow up with this, right? So they may not understand its value the way that someone who is my age, 35-ish, 37 gets it. So I'm super, super, super niche and focused with who I'm talking to. So you have to know who you're talking to, know what they want in order to have a winning content marketing strategy. The next step is for you to decide what you want your audience to do, the goals, and only ask them to do that. Now, this is something that I am still trying to work on because your girl be having click here, book space, listen to the podcast. I be wanting everybody to do everything. And when you give people too many options, they do nothing. That's what you call analysis paralysis, right? You just don't know what to do. So what I suggest, and this is me, I have to make sure that I practice what I preach. Once you know who you're talking to, decide what you want them to do and just that. And maybe what you do is you have your year-long content marketing calendar and you pick one action or one goal per quarter. So maybe the first goal for the quarter or the first quarter goal is to build your email list, right? Start the year with a banging email list, right? Because you have to have people to do what you want them to do. So you do that. Everything that you do in January, everything that you push out, all of your content is saying, be sure to click here to join our email list. Not a part of our email list, share it with this person. Our email list is this, right? That's all you want them to do for 3 months. Because you got to tell people to do, people need to see things 7 times before they actually act. Maybe you're giving them a freebie, a reason to join said email list, right? So then come quarter 2, you got a hefty email list where now you can say, all right, let's go ahead and launch this first product. Boom. And so then for the next quarter, you are selling this product to the people on your email list. Yes, you can still invite people to join the email list, right? That's going to happen anyway, because when you're selling the product, they have to subscribe to the email list to even get to the product, right? So now you're doing 2 for 1. You're building your list, but then you've layered on. Now we have this product to give you. Okay. And then maybe in the third quarter, you are having them schedule strategy sessions with you. I don't know, y'all. I'm literally just making this up. It's not in my notes, but I do this. So it just be coming to me. You know what I'm saying? So when you have multiple things that you want people to do, they get confused. And I'm speaking to the choir. I'm preaching to the choir right now, y'all, because this is me. I'll go on my pages, I'll go on my email and I'll be like, yo, I just asked people to do 4 things. What? I know if somebody asked me to do 4 things, I'm like, wait, what's the most important right now? That's literally how I'd be like, wait, what do you need right now? I can't do 2, 3, and 4. Got to get one thing done. So once you have your customer really clear and you know who that person is, that avatar is done, decide the goal and ask them to do one thing to get to that goal. That's the second thing you need to do to have a winning content marketing strategy. The third thing is to plan out and schedule your content in advance. Once you know who you're talking to and what you want them to do, now you create the content. You notice I didn't tell you to create content first. I didn't tell you to start brainstorming. I didn't do none of that. First, you got to know who you're talking to, right? And then you got to be clear on what you want them to do. Once you have those 2 very important things figured out, then you start to have the fun, start creating and all those things. You plan out the content. You look at your avatar and you see, okay, I built this list. They're checking mostly on these days. They're most active on these days. They engage with this type of content more. They said they like this type of content more. And then you create your content marketing strategy based on facts. Also speaking to myself here because they want to see me work out. Is it really what they want? Like, use the data to come up with the content that you're going to use to reach your target audience, and then plan it out and then schedule it. I like to plan out. In a perfect world, I would schedule out my content quarterly. But right now I'm at a 2 week in advance, and that's just how things go because like you, probably I'm doing it by myself, but I do still plan it out. After I plan it out, I schedule it so that I don't have to do anything. It is 12:17 now. I just scheduled a post to go out at 12 o'clock. I did that 2 days ago. Didn't have to touch it. I was in my planning session, scheduled everything out, and I'm going along with my day. Because if you are similar to me, a solopreneur who doesn't have this whole marketing team, you have to be smart with your time. And if you have kids, you can't be sitting on Instagram at 7 o'clock p.m. dilly-dallying, posting stuff. Like, that's just not effective, right? That's not how we can't keep moving like that as we get older, as we get more responsibilities, right? We have to really be smart with our time. Every post should bring the target audience back to the goal in some way, shape, or form. Every post. So you want to talk about how you worked out, which I do all the time. I love talking about working out because my goal, one of my goals is to get people to join my email list, to be more content, give them hacks and things like that. So working out actually shows how I have contentment. So that matches. Everything should speak directly to your avatar. I'm never going to post or email something talking about like my marriage because people, that is not my avatar. Nobody is coming here for marriage advice. Yes, I've been married for 16 years, but that is not what the hallmark of my content is about. That's not me. And so, yeah, like just start to really think about who you're really trying to reach and only talk to that person. And it might sound weird because it's like, well, wait, I have all these people. Yeah, but all them people ain't buying from you. Your target audience is the person that you are serving. And when you start talking directly to that person, more of those people will come to you. Since I really started to ramp up my content mompreneur hacks, content marketing hacks on social, I've gotten DMs from random moms I don't know, literally people I've never seen. They be like, oh my God, I just love your fresh take on being a mom and owning a business. You just be like talking about stuff that I really can relate to. People I don't know. But because I'm leaning into it, they're finding me and they're connecting. And so again, the riches is in the niches. That just means you make your money when you are super focused, like hyper focused on the one person that you're serving, the one person that you know you can help their lives be better via whatever your services are. Okay. And then obviously use a scheduler or schedule them in advance. I used to use Planoly, but now things like Instagram, you can schedule your post. I don't think all pages can do it just yet, but I can do it with mine. So I'm scheduling things. I've cut out the middleman. I no longer need to pay Planoly because I can just do it right in the app. So yeah, make your life easier by scheduling things in advance. Grab your free customer avatar worksheet via the link in the show notes. And yeah, this was a super short episode and I'm okay with that, right? Quality over quantity here. This is a busy shoot day, so we got to get it done. But I hope this episode helps you. If it was helpful, if listening to these 3 tips for creating a winning content marketing strategy was beneficial to you, what do I need you to do? Share it. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up button. If you are listening via audio, please give us a rating, write us a review, and share this episode. Am I an authority? Like, do I know everything about this topic? No, there's always more that we can learn, but I know enough to put it in these really cool, engaging episodes so that you can hopefully be a better mompreneur. I will see you in a week. Happy Women's History Month. Happy Friday. Do something special for yourself. I just had a beautiful spa day at the Four Seasons in Baltimore. Stayed overnight and ate good. And you should do something like that for yourself too. So I will see you next week. All right, now, y'all, don't forget to connect with Shades of Content on Instagram at Shades of Content and with me, Patrice Camo, at Patrice Camo. And also be sure to rate this show, leave a review, and subscribe because that's actually the only way that we're going to grow. I'll see you next week.